Every time we come to Uniontown, the young ladies and the gentlemen that do the national anthem do just a phenomenal job, and no different tonight, as now the Uniontown alma mater is being played, and this has all the feel of a playoff game tonight, Chuck. I mean, we could be playing for the WPIAL title tonight the way it feels.
Look at that scene down on the court as the Red Raider cheerleaders lead the Uniontown alumni and their alma mater. You think Laurel Highlands is going to sit back and take that? It's point counterpoint, like the old 60 Minutes segment. They're doing their alma mater as well.
And we get ready for the starting lineups, and for Uniontown, Chuck, should be Nelson Jones, Terrence Voss, De'Aaron Jenkins, David Winfrey, Chris Jacobs. They've been starting for the last 12 years, I think.
Speed, and more speed. That's just they come at you full court. They will pressure you. They will hound you, and then they'll start playing some defense. And that's what they try to create their offense with in the open court. These guys are young. They are fast, and they are oh so talented.
On the other side, for the 9-5 Laurel Highlands Mustangs, it is Timmy Mahoney, Craig Radcliffe, Nathan Force, Mark Hicks, and A.J. Swintoski, another group of young men that can get up and down the court.
And don't let that 9-5 fool you, because again, the important number, 5-0 in the section, not just because that's the section number, but it indicates that this is a team that may have struggled earlier in the year, but they're red hot right now as they take on the Red Raiders.
Both teams right now very emotional, and that's something that you have to play through a little bit too. The first 2 or 3 minutes of the ball game, you're going to be sky high. That's usually where the turnovers come, and I think for Laurel Highlands, the first quarter is so important for them right tonight. If they can keep this game close to a first quarter, keep their people into it, I think they have a chance to really make this a very interesting basketball game for 4 quarters.
Important especially for Laurel Highlands to maintain their composure, because although you would think in a rivalry that pits two schools that are, about 2.5, 3 miles apart, that home court advantage wouldn't matter, it still matters because this is a tiny little court, and the Red Raiders have always used that cramped facility to their advantage, and they try to pressure you. You don't have enough room to inbounds the ball half the time. Laurel Highlands will have to maintain composure early.
LH coming out of that big gymnasium they have, where it's a little bit wider, a little bit more spacious. This may be a little bit easier gym to shoot in, though, because of the shooting background than Laurel Highlands, which is open and wider.
Yes, absolutely. That's certainly true. And again, Laurel Highlands will certainly hope that's the case, because, again, how well Tim Mahoney shoots from the outside will go a long way towards determining how Laurel Highlands plays. Both of these teams have the ability to light it up from three-point range.
These guys all know each other. They played 3,000 times over the summer at either Bailey Park, at the rec center, or wherever you may find a basketball. They have probably battled each other. But now it means really something. In the summer, they go play. They play just as hard. But this game, and it's just so strange that this is so important of a basketball game mid-season.
This is not a cliche. We're not trying to pump this up. We're not trying to get you guys to stay tuned out there in the audience. You already want to stay tuned. That's why you're that's why you have this turned on right now. We're just telling the honest truth. No matter how many times these guys have played before, they could have played 10,000 times before. This is the most important matchup these two teams have ever played against each other. Now, there may be a more important one in a couple of weeks, but for now, they've never played a bigger one than this one.
And Chuck, you know what? You could take us away here in the first quarter and get us going, and I think we're in for a great one tonight.
Happy to do it. I've been looking forward to this one for several weeks.
I know
Eric
keeps telling me all week he couldn't wait to come down here tonight.
Well, since Tuesday, the anticipation has just been ratcheted up several more notches once we knew that this was a battle of unbeatens. The Laurel Highlands Mustangs are out on the court. Nathan Forrest will, of course, be taking the center jump, and he's joined out there, as Joe mentioned earlier, by Swentowski, Radcliffe, Mahoney, and Hicks as the starting five, and we'll get Jones, Winfrey, Jenkins, Vaughns, and Jacobs as your starting five for the Uniontown Red Raiders, who are still huddled around head coach Dave Shuck.
And for people that don't know, Laurel Highlands is in the blue uniforms with the red trim. The Red Raiders are in their white home ones with the maroon, so we don't have no people who may be from out of state checking out in for a visit. The Mustangs in their traditional red and blue.
Well, we have to mention that because it's not like every time the team in white does something, you'll hear cheers.
Yeah.
You're going to hear cheers every time everybody does something in this game. Nelson Jones, of course, is going to take the center jump. What a great leaper he is, Nelson Jones, only 6 feet, but he got some serious hops, and he's going to take the center jump against Nathan Force. And we're underway, controlled by Laurel Highlands. Very quickly, pass, shot, and a foul as Tim Mahoney.
I think we're going to get that on David Winfrey, Chuck, and already...
well, you mentioned that.
I think that's who it is on David. That's going to be David's first, and we talked about this during pregame, that David's got to stay on the floor tonight.
Well, they got the quick layup, defensive misassignment there by Uniontown right off the center jump to get that wide-open lay by Mahoney. That shouldn't be happening, and now he, as a reward for his hard work, gets a couple of free trips to the line, and he sinks the first one. So the Laurel Highlands Mustangs draw first blood tonight as they take a 1-0 lead. Second shot up and strong. Battle for the boards. Chris Jacobs has it. And now Winfrey will set up shop for the Red Raiders, their first possession of the night.
Nothing fancy. They just run him down screens.
Jenkins will get it back out to Winfrey. Laurel Highlands opens up in the man-to-man. Here's Nelson Jones. Force guarding him into the corner to Vaughns. Winfrey up top. Jenkins turn around in the lane. Little strong. Jacobs keeps it alive. And then Force gets the rebound. Lost his footing, though. The ball slapped away. Picked up by Jones. Back to Winfrey, and here come the Red Raiders.
They run a lot of screens for their shooters down. Screens, a lot of doubles on the baseline. The Laurel Highlands got to fight over them.
Baseline, Jenkins, no good. Ball tapped out. Nathan Force with the rebound. Mahoney now stolen by Vaughns, and what a play by Terrence Vaughns. I believe that's going to, yes indeed. That will come over to Uniontown as he tapped it right off of Swentowski. Beautiful defensive play by Vaughns.
Coach, Chuck, the two things you've seen Laurel Highlands do on their rebounding here, they haven't actually rebounded. They've been trying to slap everything off the glass, possibly, or get it out and get a break started.
Jenkins again, but this time he travels, so that shot does not count. Still 1-0 Laurel Highlands, and Jenkins trying to start the Red Raiders. He takes their first 2 shots and was going to take a third one there. Uniontown, some full court pressure. We expect to see that throughout the night. And a travel the other way as Craig Radcliffe, unable to handle the pressure on that possession. Little shuffle, and back come the Raiders.
We talked about early starts, and both teams a little bit nervous right now. The energy level's got to be about sky high right now. They turned it over on their first couple trips.
6:50 remaining in the first period. Laurel Highlands with the only point of the game so far. Now here comes Winfrey on the drive. Almost tapped away, but Jones picks up the loose ball. Uniontown, surprisingly for a team that likes to play up-tempo, they can be very patient in their half-court offense, but this time we have a turnover. Nice hustle by Mahoney. He gets it to Radcliffe, and back come the Mustangs. Now Force on the drive. Left hand gets the roll. Good start for the Mustangs. They take a 3-0 lead a minute and a half into this ball game.
3 turnovers to start the ball game, and Laurel Highlands has converted at least one of them into a bucket.
Vaughns now running the baseline. Here's Jenkins. Gets away from some pressure. Now loses the ball up and over the backboard, but last touched by the Mustangs.
You kind of got the feeling. We talked about maybe Laurel Highlands being the team a little bit nervous. Town looks to be a little bit rattled here early in the going.
Well, and again, a lot of teams come into this gym and they're intimidated by Uniontown and their speed and their pressure. Laurel Highlands will not be because, again, Coach John likes to play up-tempo too. They will not. It's like a heavyweight fight. They're not going to be intimidated by the first punch in the jaw. They're going to punch back. Now Nelson Jones with the shot. That's strong. Mark Hicks gets his first board of the game. And Uniontown all over Swentowski. Batted out of bounds by Vaughns, but the Mustangs will retain possession. 5:57 left in the first period. Mustangs lead it 3-0.
Coach Shuck's been kind of calm over there.
Won't last long if they don't put some points up on the board.
Now here comes the 1-3-1 half-court trap. This is what Uniontown really loves to do in their half-court.
Mahoney on the drive. Hicks batted out of bounds. Vaughn, quick hands defensively, and Terrence Vaughn's making his presence felt defensively early. That's 3 times now that he slapped the ball out of bounds.
It's going to be key to LH handling that 1-3-1. You know, how well they do against it.
Ball baseline now. Nathan Forrest, pump fake. And there's a shot and a score by Craig Radcliffe. Forrest, a little inside-outside action as Forrest gets it back out to Radcliffe. Pump fakes, drove, and then banked it off the glass. 5-0 LH. Here's Nelson Jones. First points of the game for the Red Raiders.
And I tell you what, if they get Nelson loose from outside, that's going to open up a whole lot of things.
5:22 remaining. It's 5-2 Mustangs. Back comes Laurel Highlands. Here's Force again on the drive. Batted away. Loose ball. Out of bounds. Off of Force. Red Raiders pick up the turnover from the Laurel Highlands. And now they'll try to cut into the lead. They can draw to within 1 or tie it with a 3.
See if they go right back to the down screen to Nelson on the other side to Nelson Jones.
Winfrey near steal there. Jenkins picks it up. Pulls up. Puts up. Not in, but ball comes right back to him. Loose ball to Nelson Jones. And it's 5-4 Laurel Highlands. Back come the Mustangs right away. Here's Mahoney off the glass. Up and down we go. It's going to be an up-tempo game, and we're in for a lot of fun. Here come the Red Raiders. 4-3, Terrence Vaughn's no good. Look at the follow by Jones. That doesn't go. Out of bounds. Last touch, Mustangs.
Nelson Jones came from a dotted line that time to tip that one up and in. Right now, he's been the factor on the glass here early in the ball game for the Uniontown Red Raiders. He is their best leaper. It's been many years since I've announced a hockey game. I don't know if I'm ready for the pace of this one. We're going up and down the ice with Mario and Yager. It's 7-4. Laurel Highlands with the lead, but Uniontown with the ball. 4:41 remaining in the first period. Nelson Jones will inbounds. The Mustangs have been in the man-to-man defense throughout. Now Winfrey picks it off to Jones and back to David. Jacobs, wild pass. No. Check that, deflected by Radcliffe. I will say this, though, if the officials allow them to play this way where they're allowed to hand check, I think it favors Uniontown defensively. Yes, because they're able to apply even more defensive pressure, and that helps them. Now Jenkins with a wild shot. Force picks up the rebound on the air ball. Long pass down court now, but that's stolen by Winfrey. Yes, no, he stepped on the baseline. Laurel Highlands will inbounds under the basket. Craig Radcliffe will inbounds. Starting 5 still out there for both teams. No substitutions so far. Swintoski now up top. Radcliffe tries to get it to Hicks. Tipped and then saved by Vaughn. Ahead of the field. Nice pass from Nelson Jones to De'Ari Jenkins. His first 2 of the night. And it's 7-6. Laurel Highlands still with a 1-point lead. Now Swintoski loses the ball. Pressure defense. Turn it over. Laurel Highlands just has to do a better job of handling the basketball here in the early going. They've had 2 or 3 good looks at the basket where the guards is not getting the ball to people. We are midway through the first period. Laurel Highlands with a 1-point lead. The Red Raiders have yet to lead in this game, but a bucket here will put Uniontown on top. Nelson Jones can't get the roll. Out of bounds. Last touch by Force. The Red Raiders will inbounds under the basket. Jones will inbounds. Uniontown stacked with 3. Jacobs will get the short pass. Stolen away. Lost, stolen, and now Mahoney. See, here's what I think Laurel has to do. They have to pick and choose their turns when to run. Uniontown with the man-to-man. Left-hand baseline jumper by Swintoski. No good, but there was Nathan Force, and that's what we talked about. Inside, making his presence felt. The lead back up to 3. Force has 4 in the game thus far. Now a wild throw by Winfrey. Here comes Swintoski. Doesn't have the numbers. He'll get it to Hicks, who will pull it up. Now he'll drive on Winfrey. Ball off of Winfrey's shin, and the Mustangs will inbounds. I like the fact, though, David has picked up a lot of fouls in the past games. We talked about his ability to stay on the floor. Uniontown, Laurel Highlands, when they have the opportunity, go right at him. How about this? 4.5 minutes into this very action-packed game, a fast-paced game, but only 1 foul called so far, and that is the foul on Winfrey. Laurel Highlands playing man-to-man against those fast Red Raiders have yet to pick up a personal foul. I think it's Brandon Duncan in the ball game now for De'Ari Jenkins, as De'Ari's going to get a little bloated off to a slow start shooting the ball. And Kevin McLeod coming in for Chris Jacobs. And Coach Chuck will substitute liberally throughout the game, and because of the up-tempo that he plays, it's kind of a necessity. He needs to allow his players to get a blow occasionally, and we'll see a lot of shuttling in and out. You wonder how deep Laurel Highlands' bench is.
No, exactly. And as this game goes along, that's something we definitely have to keep a close eye on. Now we get an offensive foul called on Swintoski as he threw a little elbow on Terrence Vaughns. There's that pressure D again by Vaughns, and this time we get the offensive foul. And I'll tell you, Joe, so far, Terrence Vaughns, he hasn't scored yet, but he has been the defensive star thus far for the Red Raiders. This is Nelson Jones. Baseline drive over Force.
Oh.
Can't get the roll. Loose ball. Picked up, score. That's Jones. Nelson Jones all over the court. He has 6 of the Red Raiders' 8 points. LH lead back down to 1. Mustangs now with the ball. There's Mahoney. Hicks. Look at the drive.
Moore kind of got away with a walk, I think.
And a little out of control, and the loose ball picked up by Uniontown. Here they come now, 3-on-3. Winfrey will slow it up. Now he'll get it to Jones. Baseline, jumper. No good. And the rebound by Radcliffe, and McClee picks up the foul.
Tell you what, Kevin gives them a little bit of a force inside when he comes in. It allows them to match up a little bit more with Nathan Force. He has the big body. You know, I'll tell you what, he looks so much bigger in basketball than he did during football. So he did not look like that big of a fullback for the Red Raiders.
And he has to play under control, which he doesn't always do. On the other hand, that's 5 fouls that you can afford to give up there. And so you send him out there for short periods of time and hope that he can bang the body and pick up some key rebounds.
Here's a key here, David Lamb now in the ball game, and we'll see if David can handle the pressure.
Baseline Force kicks it off to Mahoney. His first 3 of the night is short. Loose ball comes to Force.
Oh, nice
Look at that move. Doesn't get the shot to go, though. Out of bounds, Uniontown basketball.
You know, with David Lamb in the game, they really start going small now up top of the guard. David, a very good shortstop, maybe one of the best shortstops in the WPIAL. It's going to be interesting to see now how he matches up with David Winfrey.
And Jenkins is going to report back into the game on the next whistle for the Red Raiders, and Jenkins will come back in as well. Perhaps Chuck looking to get a little more size in there for that very reason. Winfrey on the drive, no good. No good the second time. Kevin McClee, 3rd time's the charm, and the Red Raiders lead for the first time tonight, 10-9, and we get a timeout by the Mustangs with 1 minute, 57 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's Uniontown 10, Laurel Highlands 9.
Kind of the way we thought the first quarter would go. A lot of emotion. They've turned the ball over both teams a few times. Uniontown really starting to be a little bit more aggressive on the glass with Kevin McClee and Nelson Jones. Right now, they've been a little bit more aggressive than Laurel Highlands, and Nathan Ford's shot has really been the only one that's been able to get on the boards. They need to get Mark Hicks, I think, a little bit more involved.
And Uniontown, the good news, if you're a Uniontown fan right now, they have yet to score out of their set half-court offense. Everything has come on second chances, and you're right, Jones has been unbelievable. The hustle and McClee coming in and just now picking up that second chance opportunity. But Uniontown has not been able to make a jump shot yet. They've not been able to score out of the flow of their offense, and yet they're in the lead.
Ball game.
Now Laurel Highlands will inbounds as we resume action. Under 2 minutes remaining in the first period. Radcliffe, Winfrey guarding him. Uniontown, of course, in the man-to-man. Radcliffe.
That's what Craig got to do. Take the ball down the middle of the lane, make something happen. He did a nice job there.
Is this Winfrey again? No, it is not. That foul is going to be on Kevin McClee, and that's his second foul here in the quarter. The 13th foul on the Red Raiders, and with 1:48 remaining in the first period, Radcliffe will go to the line to try to put the Mustangs back on top. Radcliffe's first is up and in. He now has 3 points in the quarter. We are tied at 10. And into the game is Adam Bozick.
For David Winfrey.
Yeah, Winfrey will take a seat.
He's got Bozick on the floor, Kevin McClee, Brandon Duncan, De'Aaron Jenkins, and I believe it's Chris Jacobs. 1 of 2 from the line. We're tied.
Bozick will run the point now.
It's a good match. I think it's the better matchup for Laurel Highlands now. Lamming on Bozick. Good move by Chris Jacobs.
Jacobs up, under, in, count it. Send him to the line. Chris Jacobs driving between 2 Mustangs. Going under with a stoop lay. Draws the contact, the foul on David Landman, and a chance for a 3-point opportunity. Minute 33, Uniontown up 12-10. They'll try to extend the lead to 3. This is the Red Raiders' first free throw of the night. Uniontown, a very good free throw shooting team. Jacobs converts the 3-point play. It's 13-10 Raiders. Right back come the Mustangs. And swatted out of bounds as Landman trying with the drive. Chris Jacobs says, I don't think so.
Kevin Gatis now in the lineup for the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Gives them even a little bit more size with him and
Mark John will have to substitute a lot tonight. He's got to keep his players fresh for that fourth quarter. They absolutely have to do that when you play the Uniontown Red Raiders. The Mustangs turn it over. Now on the other side, Jenkins strong, but he'll follow his own shot. No, he traveled. That's a good call as he picked up the rebound. Thought about making a fake and then driving baseline and shuffled the feet. So with 1:16 left in the first period, Laurel Highlands down by 3 will inbounds in the Uniontown end.
Go straight back to Craig Radcliffe. It is going to clear it down.
Bozick guarding Radcliffe as he'll bring it across the timeline. Nice backdoor play there. Oh, look at the feed and the score. Kevin Gatos picks up his first 2 off the bench. It's 13-12, and what a nice pass by Landman. Landman went backdoor, got the pass, and then dished it off very nicely to Gatos. Now coming back the other way, Jacobs inside loses it. He touched it last, according to the officials. Laurel Highlands will have the chance to regain the lead.
Nice job by David Landman to keep his composure when he lost control of the ball the first time. Trouble getting it in here. Ooh, now they get a walk.
And we get the travel by Laurel Highlands. The Red Raiders with only 2 starters in the game right now. Laurel Highlands has 3 of their starting 5 in. As we approach the end of the first quarter, we're in the final minute, 45 seconds left. Uniontown ahead by a point. Now McClee through Bozick's hands. Turnover by Uniontown. Little lapse in concentration there by Bozick. And once again, the Mustangs will have the chance to regain the lead. 42 seconds left in the quarter. Here comes Mahoney. Jenkins guarding Mahoney.
Oh, good crossover.
Nice crossover and counted. That's a 2. Foot on the 3-point line. Mahoney with 5 points in the quarter, and LH back in the lead. It's 14-13. Now Jacobs wants a clear out. Tries to hit McClee. Passes is deflected, but right back to him. Now McClee picks up the loose ball and the jump hook. 4 points for McClee. Uniontown back up, and now Laurel Highlands trying to strike right back, but Landman loses control of the ball out of bounds. Back to the Raiders with 10.4 seconds left in the first quarter. The Raiders will have a shot at a final attempt to see if they can pad this lead. Here's Jacobs. 6 seconds left. Jacobs on the drive. Tries to get it to McClee. Can't do it. Loose ball now. 1 second. Firing it up at the buzzer.
Ooh.
No.
I thought that was going down.
Craig Radcliffe off the back of the rim. And that will conclude the first period. Everything we could have wanted for. And if the next 3 are as good as the first one, what a night it's going to be after 1 quarter of action. The score, the Uniontown Red Raiders 15, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs 14.
Alarm monitoring systems located at 60 Lebanon Avenue in Uniontown. We sell, service, and install. The cost of annual monitoring is $96. Our own 24-hour local central station offers monitoring of security systems and 24-hour emergency repair service. We also offer medical alert, fire safety, insurance deduction. Call 439-1180 or 437-6101.
For help with any of your legal matters, Davis & Davis has 2 convenient offices to serve you, Uniontown and Brownsville. They offer evening and weekend appointments and will even come to your home. Davis & Davis, a team of professionals working for you.
As we get ready to resume action in the second period, just about to get underway, Uniontown leads at 15-14. Nelson Jones with 6 points for the Red Raiders in that first period. Tim Mahoney answering with 5 for the Mustangs. A up-tempo game, a fast-paced game, and a lot of excitement. And Joe, I need to rest my voice, so why don't you take the second period?
Original starting 5s back in for both teams. David Winfrey with the basketball. Great matchup there. It's Winfrey against A.J. Swintoski. Vaughns puts it on the floor. Terrence dumps it down to Jacobs, and we're going to get a whistle on the baseline. And we're going to get Mark Hicks for the foul. That's going to be, I believe, Mark's first of the night.
13 foul on the Mustangs, and of course they want to stay out of foul trouble. You don't want to send the Raiders to the line, as I mentioned in the first period. Both teams shoot pretty well from the line. Uniontown, a very good free throw shooting team.
Hope Chris makes this, because I think I just colored in the dot. Didn't doubt him. Jacobs gives the Red Raiders a 2-point lead. The Raiders' biggest lead of the night was 3 at 13-10. LH, I believe, is led by as many as 5. And Jacobs looking for point number 5 in the early going, and Chris rolls that one in and out. Good battle on the boards, and guess who? Nelson Jones. All 8 of Nelson's points have come off of offensive stickbacks. Back they come, turned it over. Raiders want to run. They're 3-on-1 if they hurry. Guess who comes? Oh, great block by Craig Radcliffe on Nelson Jones. And now we're going to get a whistle and a foul on Chris Jacobs.
Nelson Jones, who has been a human highlight reel this season with some unbelievable throwdowns in the open court. When he gets into the open court, everybody kind of gets up to their feet a little bit. But how about Craig Radcliffe? He answered. He didn't just prevent Jones from scoring. He swatted it.
14th foul on the Uniontown area Red Raiders. Here comes the 1-3-1 half-court trap. Mahoney quickly pushes it ahead. Nearly stolen. Now we get a whistle and a walk, and it's going to be on A.J. Swintoski down there in the corner. They've got to keep the ball off of that sideline right now.
Coach John can't be pleased about the way his Laurel Highlands Mustangs have failed to handle the Uniontown pressure. Not that that's a surprise. A lot of teams have. But Laurel Highlands has feared too many turnovers in the early going. They're only down by 4, but they're going to have to rectify that. They're going to have to handle the rock a little better.
Coach Shuck going with Kevin McClee still in the ball game. Jenkins to Nelson Jones. Nelson Jones can't get it. Hicks taps it back out. Raiders look like they want to run. Good rebound there by Nathan Force, and here come the Stangs. Back the other way, stripped away from Timmy Mahoney by, I believe, it was number 24, Terrence Vaughns. And Chuck, Kevin McLean now starts the second quarter trying to give the Red Raiders a little bit more size.
And you have to admire the Mustangs for being willing to go right at Uniontown and play aggressively, but they might want to be a little more patient. Here come the Raiders.
Jones to Winfrey. David. Oh! Nelson Jones. Just his 10th point on a stick back. Back they come all the way. Can't get it to go down. It was Nathan Force, and now with a 6-point lead, the Raiders want to run. And a deadly situation right now. This is a scary situation. Jenkins can't get it to go down. And a rebound, but I'll tell you what, if he'd have buried one there and put this thing up by 9, LH could have been in a little bit of a trouble, but Jenkins can't get it to fall.
Did somebody say Jones is a human highlight reel?
Right now, nice, back they come. Nice layup.
Force with 6.
Nathan Force finishes it with a left-hand scoop, gets it back to 4. Now a near steal, now it is stolen. 2-on-1 if they hustle. Back they come. Nice move, lays it up and in. A.J. Swintoski, and just like that, the Mustangs responded.
Give the Mustangs some credit because this crowd is still buzzing about Nathan Jones' slam, but the Mustangs not intimidated and not distracted. They're still focused. They're still in the game.
Winfrey, nice bounce pass. Nelson Jones. Nelson's having a game of his life right now.
And points off of a set play offensively for the Red Raiders. That's scary.
No call there as Vaughns was pushed away. Jones back the other way. Good block. Here come the Stangs. Now it's stolen by the Air Jenkins. Lost again. Great hustle there. Keeps it in play. Here comes the Uniontown Red Raiders. Winfrey has it stripped by Mark Hicks. Hicks coming all the way with Terrence Vaughns. No foul call. And now we get one in the bucket. Everything we wanted tonight, and we're getting it, and what excitement. 5:37 left in the first half. It's a 4-point game. Uniontown with the lead, but we're getting plays on this end. We're getting plays on that end. We're getting players diving for loose balls on the court. This is what it's all about. What a great atmosphere. What a great game so far. Swintoski finishes it to cut it to 2. We have an injured Red Raider down on the sideline. Great hustle, and they're going to bring both teams over, and we have to, we've got McLeod Jones. Terrence is still out there, and that may be, I want to say it's Dare Jenkins over there, Chuck.
Can't quite, I believe it is. Let's see if we can get a look at him over there on the bench. I think that does look like number 20.
I think it is.
Yeah, there it is. We just got a good look at the jersey. It's number 20, Dare Jenkins, and they're looking at his left ankle.
He went down hard with the ball with, looks like Craig Radcliffe. They were diving for the basketball on that far sideline over there. Then a great move by A.J. Swintoski to the glass to finish, and the foul was by Terrence Vaughn at 5:37. But, Chuck, we go back just about a minute ago. The dunk put him up by 4. The great throwdown off the offensive rebound. If they bury the 3 and go up by 9, this place is about to explode. It's one of the situations where your coach says, I'm going to go to a timeout. LH, though, Dare misses it. They go down, keep their composure, cut it to 2.
And also scored a point off of a Uniontown turnover. Laurel Highlands putting some pressure, D, and that's what I said. They're going to go right back at them.
Dier's hobbling, and that's not a good sign.
That's bad. That's definitely a bad sign for Uniontown. And this crowd, while Jenkins was down, it's the first time they've been quiet since this game started. And now a nice round of applause. Jenkins not leaving the court as he's going to sit down, and the trainer's going to work on him over there in the corner. Hopefully he'll get back in soon. In the meantime, Swintoski now going to try to convert that 3-point play.
The foul was on Terrence Vaughns, and he misses the free throw. Nelson just has it taken right away. And they'll get it back out. Here comes Radcliffe. Pull up top of the keeper three. Will not draw his iron, and now it's lost out of bounds.
Nelson Jones missing his assignment there, and Radcliffe was wide open for too long, was able to get the three up, but instead rushed it as Jones finally came running out at him as he was shooting. He put up the air ball, and now the Raiders will try to extend their 2-point lead.
Winfrey with the ball. Check how many points you got Swintoski for.
Four. 2 field goals, 0 for 1 from the line.
They give it to Jones on the wing. Back to David Winfrey as they just run their down screens. Vaughns comes free. Can't get it to go down. Good, strong rebound by Nathan Force. And they lead it ahead to Mark Hicks. Hicks tries to go around Kevin McClee. He does. Puts it up. Does not go down. And Nelson Jones once again on the glass, and they turn it over. Tell you what, they got to get Mark Hicks going here. Mark is still looking for his first bucket of the night, I do believe.
Yes, he is. He has not scored yet, and that one looked like it was halfway down off the glass, but came back out. The Mustangs now will try to tie the game again, and Uniontown has yet to hit. In fact, neither team has hit a three-point shot so far in this game.
Radcliffe being watched by Winfrey. Tries to use the left-hand dribble to go around him. Trying to get Hicks in that block. Good move there on there. And I'll tell you what, they're just pushing each other right now. Way out it comes. Nice pass to Hicks. Hicks turns. Mark got it to go down.
There's his first two. We're tied, and Hicks will have a chance with a three-point play to put the Mustangs on top for the first time in this second quarter.
Nice pass, though, from A.J. Swintoski into the lane. Mark finishes it, and the foul was on Nelson Jones. Nelson gets his first. Team 6. Laurel looks to regain the lead at 4:38 first half, and this would be their first lead since I believe it was 9-6. And the refs now want to talk it over a little bit. Probably some jaw flapping going down here.
Well, of course.
It wouldn't be LH Uniontown if it wasn't.
Yeah, it goes without saying. Come on.
But also, this has been a very physical basketball game in the early going. Mark can't finish. Game remains tied. There's big Kevin McClee ripping down a rebound.
Laurel Highlands 2 for 6 from the line in the early going. That's hurting them. A tie game or could be a Mustang lead.
Back of the iron. There's big Kevin McClee again. Oh, look at this move.
Bill Walton lives the jump hook.
Oh, man, Kevin McClee. Back they come. Pull-up jumper will not go by Swintoski. Here come the Raiders. They lead by 2. Duncan leads the break. They turn it over. Back comes LH. Mahoney coming all the way. Can't get it to go down.
Nelson Jones contesting the shot.
Vaughns now wants to slow it up just a little bit. Tell you what, this looks like a good pickup game at Bailey Park. Brandon Duncan with a left hand. Oh, my goodness, he did it again.
Deja vu. Nelson Jones twice now in this quarter.
Left-handed, nonetheless. Back come Hicks. Bounces it down. Here's Timmy Mahoney.
And every time the Mustangs...
Excuse me, that was Nathan Force.
Nathan Force with 8 now for the Mustangs. Back to a 2-point game. And Laurel Highlands, they keep answering. Let Uniontown fill up the highlight reel. Laurel Highlands just making some solid plays.
Coach John, I'm telling somebody, please lock up Nelson Jones on the offensive side. Here comes Duncan leaning in. Can't get it to go. Big rebound by number 23, Nathan Force, who's done a yeoman's-like job on the glass for the Mustangs. Radcliffe, nice pass inside. Mark Hicks with a nice move. And Mark gets it to go down. Some great individual post moves here by both Laurel Highlands and Uniontown. And we're even at 26.
Nelson Jones has 6 field goals off of offensive rebounds in this game.
So now he steps his game out a little bit. Rebound by Timmy Mahoney. Back come the Mustang. Nice pass. I don't even know how he saw Nathan Force. Nathan now has 10, and Dave Shuck, for the first time since coming out of the hospital, calls a timeout.
Touchdown. What a beautiful pass. He caught him in stride as he went across the goal line and gave him 2 points.
Coach Beaner's going, where's that at?
That was unbelievable, and Laurel Highlands now back in the lead for the first time since late in the first period. It's 28-26. As back and forth we go, and you just get the feeling that this thing's going to go back and forth all night.
Unsung hero, first half, Uniontown, Kevin McClee, 6 points, doing a yeoman-like job on the glass. He has really stepped up big time right now for the Uniontown Red Raiders.
Yeah, those are 6 points you're not looking for from Kevin McClee. You're happy to get them. You're looking for offensive, you're looking for him to bang the boards. The 6 points are a bonus, but they've needed those 6 points because Winfrey hasn't scored. Terrence Vaughns hasn't scored so far in this game. That's a big surprise. Deary Jenkins only had 2 before he got hurt, and now he's not even in the game, so they need to find someone. They can't depend on Nelson Jones all night.
And we talked about outside shooting here, and Uniontown has not done that, and that has probably allowed, Laurel Highlands defense, give them credit for that, Uniontown's got to start making something. They are streaky shooting, so eventually somebody's going to hit one. They'll nail about 20 in a row.
On the other side, Tim Mahoney hasn't got hot yet for Laurel Highlands. So,
but this game has resembled a good pickup game. You know, a lot of open court stuff, and you're not going to run your half-court stuff when it's like this.
Well, I haven't seen many follow slams this year. We just saw 2 by one guy in about a 3-minute span.
The left-hand one was sweet.
Oh, man.
So David Winfrey now trying to settle this down a little bit, and he's working against Craig Radcliffe. Good defense out here as they continue to play the man-to-man. Into the ball game for LH is Riley as they dump it to Kevin McClee. Winfrey trying to turn the corner. Guess who? Kevin McClee with his 8 points. And now what do we got? It says with the Red Raiders, but guess who was involved? Kevin McClee. And if you remember, Kevin McClee was the big fumble recovery in the football game. So the Mustang people are like, when's he graduating?
And
he's got another year, so they'll get to see him in September.
The answer to that is right. Yeah, not this year. He's a junior. Wide open underneath.
Mark Hicks, good move on the baseline, can't get it to go down. Kevin McClee with another rebound. Winfrey comes the other way. David now he does fall down, and the ball is turned over. Here comes Radcliffe, and look at this. Radcliffe had to throw backwards. Mahoney gets hooked, no slashing penalty called. Now we get a walk on the baseline by Riley, but I thought we should have had a 2-minute minor hooking out there.
The officials are letting them play. Uniontown's only been to the line for 3 shots so far. Laurel Highlands 6, only 9 free throws in this game, and as up-tempo as it's been, that's a sign that the officials are letting them play tonight, and I think that's good. Let them play.
28 ball game will go to 2 minutes. Winfrey, and that's picked by Mark Hicks. Hicks coming all the way. Look out here. Oh, boy.
I wondered if he was going to try it.
You can sense that. Mark has got major up. So I'll tell you what, when Mark looked back, it was another left-handed lead dunk. I guess, Nelson, whatever you can do, I can do better. Back they come. Nice move by Vaughns in the paint. Halfway down, won't go. Strong rebound by Nathan Force. Back come the Stangs to Mark Hicks. Kick it back out. Riley now will swing it to Radcliffe. They've got it set in the corner. Jumper on the way. Front of the iron won't go. Hicks, no foul here. That was over the back, no call. Now we're scrapping on the floor. Ball comes out of there. Mark Hicks controls it. Now he loses it. Takes it off of Kevin McClee, and now we're going to get a foul.
And everybody takes a breath. Unbelievable action here tonight. Terrence Vaughns needed that basket at the other end. And you talk about halfway down. That was 3/4 of the way down and spun back out. But Uniontown needs to get Terrence Vaughns off the blocks here. He needed that shot. Instead, on the other end, Mark Hicks will go to the line and try to extend the Mustang advantage.
And David Winfrey has picked up foul number 2. And we talked about, it just seemed like on call, we talked about Mark Hicks needing to pick it up. Well, Hicks has come out, gotten 6, looking for 7 here. And Mark can't get it to go down. I'll tell you what, this is a team that shoots fouls very well. Robbie Kosmarski, an assistant coach, one of the best foul shooters in WPIAL. We'll have a little talking at halftime here about stroking. I'm getting it down.
2 for 7 so far on the night as a team, the Mustangs, and that 2-point lead could be so much bigger. That was the 7th team foul on Uniontown, by the way, so the Mustangs will be in the 1-and-1 for the final minute 19 in this quarter. That was a shooting foul anyway, though.
Mark Hicks gets the second one. 3-point Mustang lead at 31-28. Adam Bozick now in the ball game. Timmy Mahoney will watch him. See if they look for the double, and that's what they're trying to set now. They're trying to set the little double screens here. Mark Campered in the ball game, being tied up in the corner. Good job there. Nearly turned it over. And they swing it back to Nelson Jones, who's done everything tonight but run a concession stand down in the cafeteria.
Still got halftime.
To the corner. Camper's jumper won't go. And guess who got the rebound? I'll tell you what, he's just worked his behind off tonight. That's one Kevin McClee down low.
Great body position on Nathan Force to get that rebound and out Jones.
Around Hicks, Nelson Jones. And I believe I got him for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's his 16th.
Yes, indeed.
As we come back the other way, Hicks picks up the garbage. Lift and move, Mark Hicks for number 9. And you know what? Dave Shuck has thrown a towel.
30 seconds left in the half. He very well could have just let the half run out and talked to him at halftime. That tells you how upset he is, that he actually is willing to burn a timeout. It's only a 30, but he's willing to burn this timeout with only half a minute left in the half.
I think what he's upset about here is Laurel Highlands is getting so many easy chances at the other end because Uniontown is just not getting back on defense. They have thrown probably 94-foot passes here 7, 8 times already tonight, finding Hicks and Swintowski back on the backside. They got to get back on defense. I think right now it's just a case of, hey, Don't focus on the ball. Let's get back.
You want to make Dave Shuck mad. And it's very easy to make him mad.
Tell him hi.
Don't play defense.
Yeah.
Just don't play defense. That's what's going to make him mad. He stresses defense. This team it begins and ends in a Dave Shuck system with defense.
I thought you were going to say just tell Coach Shuck hi sometime.
Well, I wouldn't want to tell him hi right now. I mean, Dave Shuck is just a wonderful gentleman.
Yes,
when you talk to him when the game's not on, it's just a wonderful guy to talk to.
We were talking before the ball game when you see him in a summer league game, he's like sitting in the stands with his legs crossed. You come here in the winter, and it's like watching. Sometimes you wonder what's going through his mind down there.
I love to interview him after the game because he's so calm and soft-spoken, and he'll spend time with you, talk with you, just wonderful. But during that game, he is intense. But, hey, everybody's intense here tonight.
Little 1-2-2 zone by the Mustang. Jumper out of the corner by Brandon Duncan. Oh, nice block inside.
Nathan Force.
Back to the 1-2-2 they go, looking for the shooter in the corners here. Tell you what, if Laurel Highlands gets out of here with the lead, the Mustang faithful are going to explode over here on his side.
With 10 seconds, they got to look to the hoop, and now we're at that point.
Camper, Duncan, Bozic thought about it. Now he bounces it down. It's nearly tipped out of there, and it is. I'll tell you what, LH is going to go in with the lead here at half.
Nelson Jones is saying, I didn't touch the ball, and I don't think he did. I think that was a bad call. The Raiders should have kept the ball there, but they're saying, I assume they're saying Jones touched it last because it was definitely tipped by a Mustang.
So the Stangs are going to get one last chance as Hicks tries to go around, sets his feet, puts it up. Doesn't go down, but you know what? What a half of basketball. The LH Mustangs, at least for half, have come into Uniontown. They played right even with the defending Western champs. At the half, it's the Uniontown Red Raiders trailing the Mustangs of Laurel 33-30, and you're watching high school basketball on Herald Standard Television.
Herald Standard Basketball is brought to you by the following sponsors. Fayette Tire, the men who know tires best, located at 350 Pittsburgh Street in Uniontown, or call 438-8527. We have quality Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal tires. Teletech is a worldwide leader in customer relationship management, utilizing the latest in telephone, email, and internet technologies to provide support for Fortune 500 companies. Centennial Chevrolet Dodge, located on Route 51 North in Uniontown, dealing in new and used cars and trucks. Call 438-2577. Day Centennial GMC Truck Incorporated, located at 231 East Fayette Street in Uniontown. Call 438-8531 and drive one home today. Who provides the best service for your sick or troubled copier? That answer is a slam dunk. Just call the office heroes at Best Copier Company at 439-BEST. That's 439-2378, an affiliate of Brothers Laser Service. Exxon Route 40 and 21, Tobacco Junction. Incredible cigarette deals. Our deals are smoking. Get gasoline in a Zoom. Pay with Express Pay. Exxon, the best way to get there.
You don't have to drive to Pittsburgh to get quality legal services. The hometown team of Davis & Davis will even come to your home to help with your case. You can count on Davis & Davis, a team of professionals working for you.
Herald Standard Communities is your online source for Fayette County. Create a free website for your nonprofit organization in less than 20 minutes. We offer free training and free support. Basketball teams, players, cheerleaders, and boosters, create a free website and show your team spirit. Call Janelle Meckling at 434-1613 for more information. Alarm monitoring systems located at 60 Lebanon Avenue in Uniontown. We sell, service, and install. The cost of annual monitoring is $96. Our own 24-hour local central station offers monitoring of security systems and 24-hour emergency repair service. We also offer medical alert, fire safety, insurance deduction. Call 439-1180 or 437-6101.
And we welcome you back to A.J. Everhart Memorial Gymnasium here at Uniontown High School. What a great first half of high school basketball. The Mustangs of LH leading their cross-city rivals, the Red Raiders, 33-30. I tell you what, it's been Nelson Jones, Kevin McCleve for the Red Raiders.
Absolutely. Laurel Highlands, and we'll get to them in a moment, they've done pretty much what we thought they had to do. Uniontown has not done what they've had to do, and yet they're still finding success. And you're right, it's Nelson Jones and Kevin McLeod who have combined for 24 of Uniontown's 30 points. And kind of a good news, bad news scenario. If you're a Uniontown fan and you were told that at the half David Winfrey would be scoreless, Terrence Vaughns would be scoreless, and De'Ari Jenkins would have 2 points and might not return for the second half because of injury, you'd say, we're totally out of the game. But they're only down by 3, so they have to be relieved by that. On the other hand, if Vaughns doesn't begin to put some points on the board, I think Uniontown's in trouble.
And on the other hand, if you were asked Mark John, hey, I got 8 points out of my guards, he would probably think the same way. But I'll tell you what, his post people, Nathan Forrester's really stepped it up, A.J. Swintoski, and right on cue, we talked about Mark Hicks. Mark Hicks promptly throws an 8 plus a left-hand dunk to say, hey, Nelson, I can do the same thing.
I felt before the game that for Laurel Highlands to have a chance, it was Force and Hicks. Force and Hicks had to do the job. They combined for 19 points in the first half, and that was able to offset what Jones and McLeod did. And then you throw in a few points from the backcourt, and A.J. Swintoski with 4. Now suddenly you see Laurel Highlands with the 3-point lead. The question, of course, Joe, is can Laurel Highlands continue with this pace that Uniontown's going to keep coming at you with?
Good news for Uniontown. Garrett Jenkins looks like he's back into the lineup, and with that, Chuck, it's your time. Third quarter.
I appreciate that, Joe, and that's not only good news, I think it's essential news for Uniontown. I think they were in deep trouble if Jenkins cannot play in the second half, because then the load really falls, I think, on Terrence Vaughns. Now you look, if you're the Red Raiders, for both Jenkins and Vaughns to pick up the pace offensively. They're back out on the court ready to start the second half of action. Laurel Highlands will get the ball to begin the half, and now the Mustangs come out onto the court. Again, the Mustangs in their blue with red trim, and the Red Raiders in their white with maroon trim. Laurel Highlands leads it 33-30, and they will be moving left to right.
And one thing to note, De'Ari Jenkins is in, and De'Ari Jenkins is limping, so that should, Chuck, that could be a problem we may want to watch it.
Keep a close eye on it. Right now he is kind of helping out defensively, but he didn't help out enough there as Tim Mahoney drives first points of the half. Mustangs quickly jump their lead out to 5.
LH starts man-to-man here in the second half. Thought we might see some zone out of them.
Not yet. Haven't seen it yet. Now there's Vaughns. Ball kicked away. Now a race for the loose ball. Winfrey will win it. Nice hustle, though. Nice hustle there by Force. He touched it last. It'll be Red Raider ball, and that's the right call. But good hustle by Nathan Force, and how many times already in this game have we seen a player go to the floor? That's what this rivalry is all about. The 75th meeting between these two teams in their illustrious history, dating back to the formation of Laurel Highlands High School in 1967. Uniontown with a 42-32 advantage in the series, but Laurel Highlands trying to narrow that tonight, and they lead by 5. We're just underway in the third quarter, 7:20 remaining, and now the Red Raiders with the basketball. Winfrey up top. Now Nelson Jones, he's been the big gun with 16 first-half points for the Red Raiders. Ball swatted away. Jones gets it back, and now Winfrey sets up top. There's a drive. Wild shot, and count it.
David Winfrey with a little bit of penetration that time. First bucket of the night. They need to get a little bit more offense out of him.
I don't know if he's under control with that shot, but I know that the Red Raiders will take the results. His first 2, as you just mentioned, and it's 35-32. Now, back comes Mahoney, blocked by Nelson Jones. Loose ball, Winfrey. Races it back up court. Has some numbers here if he hurries. He'll take it right down the lane. Gets the roll. 4 in a row from Winfrey.
It seems like right on cue when we say somebody's name, they become the step-up person. And right now, David Winfrey going coast to coast.
Little Moses act there as he parted the Red Sea and went right down the middle, and it's a 1-point game. Now the Mustangs will try to extend that lead. And a steal. Look at David Winfrey. Tries to draw some contact there. A little wild shot. No good, and no foul called. Back come the Mustangs. Behind the back dribble. Off to Force. No! Can't get the bank shot. Back comes Nelson Jones. He'll slow things down. Nice feed there from Swintoski, but Force unable to get the shot to go down, and now the Red Raiders will try to regain the lead.
Nelson Jones on the block to go back to Winfrey. See, they're just not crisp right now on the offensive end.
No, not at all. That's absolutely right, Joe. And now they'll set things back up top. Winfrey's going to let fly a 3. That's strong. Rebound Hicks. Laurel Highlands looking to run at every opportunity. Didn't have the numbers there, but they were looking for the break opportunity. They are willing to run. They will play up and down, run and gun with Uniontown. Win or lose, they're going to play up tempo. They will slow it down at times. They'll try to pick their spots, but they're not going to play a deliberate style in this game. Now that shot by Swintoski, no good. Jones picks up the rebound. Back come the Red Raiders.
Wide open, they leave. Chris Jacobs, blocked, and we're going to get a foul.
Nathan Force getting some ball, but a little bit of arm as well. Jacobs will go to the line. The Red Raiders trailing most of the first period, leading most of the second period. But strangely enough, even though Laurel Highlands led most of the first quarter, it was Uniontown taking the lead at the end of the quarter. Then they led most of the second quarter, but Laurel Highlands took the lead at the end of the second quarter. Now, so far, the Mustangs have led throughout the third quarter. We have 5:16 left. That foul shot by Jacobs up and in, and the game is tied at 35.
That was just the fourth time that the Red Raiders had gone to the foul line through the first three quarters.
All by Chris Jacobs, and he is now 3 for 4. No other Raider has been to the charity stripe. This to put Uniontown back in the lead. No good. Rebound Mahoney. Game is tied. Laurel Highlands comes back. Force wide open in the middle. And Coach Dave Shuck not pleased about that. Nathan Force has no business having that much room in the paint. He has 12 on the night, 37-35. Mustangs back on top.
Once again, the screen for Terrence Vaughns, trying to free him up. But I'll tell you what, good defense by A.J. Swintoski on him.
Absolutely picked up Vaughns. Now pull-up jumper, Jacobs. Chris Jacobs with 7 points in the game. And we're tied again at 37. Back come the Mustangs. Lots of contact there as Vaughns will be called for the foul. Swintoski will go to the line for the Mustangs.
And Coach Shuck wants a timeout, and it's going to be the same thing he ended the first half on, Chuck. They're not getting back on defense. They have let your Laurel Highlands run free once again. And I'll tell you what, LH just pushing the ball up the sideline. Uniontown not locating their people right now. And Swintoski and company are just running free.
Well, as we just saw a rare sight in a Uniontown game, and that's an opposing player in the paint about 8 feet from the basket with nobody closer than about 3 or 4 feet to him. Now, again, that's just not Red Raider defense, and Coach Shuck cannot be pleased. 37-37, about midway through the third period. Laurel Highlands led by 3, 33-30 at the half. We are now tied, but Swintoski will be going to the line with a pair of free throws and the opportunity to put Laurel Highlands back into the lead.
You kind of get the feel that Uniontown is like it's that theory of waiting for somebody to make the big play instead of making it. And on defense, it's like we're letting people free, hoping when the guards get a steal and a layup, and we're just not doing what they usually do.
Well, Winfrey came out and made some big plays to open the half as he scored 4 quick points and then made a steal, but was unable to convert the layup, which would have been 6 in a row and would have put Uniontown in the lead at the time. So that was a big miss, but he did make a couple of plays. They still need Terrence Vaughn to step up. 4:44 left in the third quarter. Swintoski's first free throw is up and good, so the Mustangs back on top by a point. Second shot, also good. Uniontown down by 2. They'll come back up the court with David Winfrey. Radcliffe guarding him.
Jenkins is out of the game. They put Brandon Duncan back in.
Nelson Jones, jumper, no good. Terrence Vaughns, rebound, swatted away. Duncan picks up the loose ball. Now gets it to Vaughns, and Winfrey will set up shop back up top. Now here's Nelson Jones. He has been the Uniontown offense. Terrence Vaughns. Now Winfrey. Switch off defensively. Now Swintoski guarding Winfrey as LH continues to run screens and run the base, or excuse me, Uniontown screens on the baseline. Brandon Duncan right on the three-point line. That's a 2. His first 2 of the night. We're tied again. Our third tie of the third period.
A 1-3-1 again, half-court trap by Uniontown, and we're going to get a foul, and I'm wondering who this is on, and we got a little talking going on down here.
I think it's going to be on Terrence Vaughns.
And we're going to talk Chris Jacobs here. Now they need to get this separated.
Officials step right in, try to get things settled down. Again, a lot of intensity. This is Uniontown Laurel Highlands. It's always a big rivalry. They could each be 0-5 in the section, and tempers would be flying and flaring in this game. But when you add the fact that they're both 5-0 and first place is on the line, that just ratchets it up to the nth power. And there's Tim Mahoney with the long jumper. That's a 2-pointer. Must have had his foot on the line.
Yeah, he just stepped up. Nelson Jones going to be called for a walk.
Absolutely, Nelson Jones with the shuffle.
Here's what's strange about that is they just called Nelson for a walk, but the official standing right next to him didn't call it.
No, it was across the court, but it was the right call. Mahoney now with 9. We still have not had a 3-point shot made in this game by either team, although we just saw 2 long jumpers. First Duncan for Uniontown, then Mahoney for Laurel Highlands, but both on the 3-point line.
Good pass.
Open
there.
underneath. Oh, nice dish off Mark Hicks. Shot challenged by Duncan, no good. Now the loose ball, up, in, and a foul. A.J. Swintoski, who made the beautiful dish to Hicks. Hicks couldn't convert, but Swintoski picks up the loose ball. He scores, and he'll go to the line.
Nice job of stripping the ball away off the rebound attempt. The foul was on number 10. That's Nelson Jones' second, but Uniontown brings it down low. Laurel Highlands' people go for the basketball, strip it away, get a cheap bucket.
A.J. Swintoski with 8 points on the night. The lefty up and in. He converts the three-point play. He's 3 for 4 from the line, and Laurel Highlands has matched their biggest lead of the game. It's 44-39. 3:15 left in the third period. Now Winfrey comes back for Uniontown. Here's Nelson Jones. Back to Winfrey. Terrence Vaughn's running the baseline. Now Duncan will dip it off. Nice look to Jones. He converts. 18 points for Nelson Jones. Where will the Red Raiders be tonight without Nelson Jones? They're down by 3. We're under 3 minutes left in the third.
Back to that 1-3-1. Laurel Highlands has done a pretty good job against it.
They really have. A little shaky early, but few turnovers in this game for the Mustangs. Now look at Craig Radcliffe drive into the lane and hit the short jumper.
You know, Radcliffe, Mahoney, they have enough ability to step in like that, and that'll kill a 1-3-1.
5 points for Radcliffe, and the lead is 5 for the Mustangs. Now Terrence Vaughn, still scoreless on the night. Can't get the shot off there. Good defense by Radcliffe. Winfrey, Swintoski on him. Here's Vaughn, gets free, baseline, first 2 of the night. Mark it down with 2:22 left. Let's see if that gets him going. It's a 3-point game and a turnover. Nelson Jones. Back comes Vaughn. Now Jacobs. Back to Vaughn. Now here comes Vaughn for 3. No good. Jacobs with the rebound. Up in. It's a 1-point game.
Nice job by Chris Jacobs on the glass.
9 points for Jacobs. 46-45. Laurel Highlands under 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Working against that 1-3-1. They'll split the top.
Mahoney thinks about the 3. Out of bounds. Off of Vaughn.
They'll try to split that top and go that high-low and try to maybe get the ball on the backside to the corner, which they've had some success doing.
You just have the feeling, Joe, that we're going to the final minute here. We are going to the final minute, and this is going to be a wild finish. We can sense it. Baseline, Radcliffe.
Nice look.
Swintoski underneath Nathan Force.
They some great ball movement right now by the LH Mustangs.
14 points for Nathan Force. 1:37 left in the third period. Uniontown trails by 3 with the ball. Duncan running baseline. Loses control, gets it back. Oh, got away. No, they did not get away. Foot was on the line. That was the right call. Winfrey had his foot on the line. I thought the officials were not going to spot it there.
They were going to get away with that one,
yeah,
sliding by flipping it back in. But Uniontown just does not look crisp in their man-to-man offense at all tonight.
3-point lead for Laurel Highlands. They have the ball. 1:25 on a turning clock. Radcliffe. Uniontown looking to trap as he comes across the line. Underneath, Mark Hicks fakes it, takes it, makes it, and a foul.
Tell you what, they are just exploiting the 1-3-1 right now. Their guards doing such a great job of looking in and penetrating. And you got to give Craig Radcliffe and Tim Mahoney a lot of credit. They do something that you try to teach your guards. Look opposite and throw it back. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. They're just running people free all alone.
11 points on the night for Mark Hicks. The foul called on Chris Jacobs. That's his third of the evening. 50-45. The Mustangs lead by 5. Make it 6. 3-point play by Mark Hicks.
It's LH's biggest lead of the night.
Yes, it is. And Uniontown's going to come right back with a run now, probably, because that's the way the night's been going. Laurel Highlands has led throughout this period. We've been tied at 35, 37, and 39. But Uniontown has never led here in the second half.
Kevin McClee back in the ballgame. Try to give him a little bit more size inside.
McClee with 8 points in the first half. Now sees his first action in the second half. Here's Nelson Jones. No good, and the Mustangs are running. Mark Hicks. He has Swintoski. He'll take it himself. No good. Follow good. 13 for Mark Hicks, and it is an 8-point Mustang lead. Dave Shuck might have to think about another timeout pretty soon. We're in the final minute of the period now. Uniontown trying to cut back into the lead. Here's Nelson Jones. Dribble drive, swatted away, but contact.
Chuck, correct me wrong, but it looks like Nelson Jones is the only one who's offensively aggressive right now.
And I think he realizes it, and that's why he's starting to force it a little bit. A couple of his shots there are really not what you want out of the offense. You probably want a few more passes, but nobody else is making anything work. Craig Radcliffe picked up his first foul, only the second team foul on Laurel Highlands, so Uniontown will inbounds. 35 seconds left. Winfrey up top. Now Jones. Dribble drive. Gets away with a step.
Yeah, he did. Winfrey now.
Now Winfrey on the drive.
Nice move.
Some contact, no good. Second chance, up, high off the glass, no good. McLee keeps it alive, still scrambling. Now Duncan with the shot, no good. Duncan
nice
again.
tip in. Brandon Duncan battling hard inside.
Well, the fifth time's the charm for the Uniontown Red Raiders. Duncan now with 4 and the lead back down to 6. 10 seconds left. Now underneath, here's Force. Layup, no good. Rebound, no good, but a foul. Nelson Jones, I think, will be called with this one as Mahoney is going to go to the line.
And that's 3 on Nelson. That'll be 3 on Nelson Jones. And right now, the Red Raiders, as Timmy Mahoney goes to the foul line, and I'm going to tell you what, if they go into this fourth quarter with like an 8-point lead here, Coach John may pull this out early in the fourth quarter.
They're not going to say that's a shooting foul. Laurel Highlands is going to have to inbounds now. The official saying he was rebounding but not shooting. I thought maybe he was following the shot.
On the tip.
That's the 5th team foul on Uniontown, by the way, as the quarter is about to come to an end. Nice steal. 2 seconds left. Winfrey has to fire one up. This is good for 3 if it counts. No, it will not go. And that brings the quarter to an end. But a fine Laurel Highlands quarter it was as they take a 3-point lead and stretch it to a 6-point lead. After 3 quarters of play, we've 1 more mile to go. The score, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs 53, the Uniontown Red Raiders 47.
Herald Standard Communities is your online source for Fayette County. Create a free website for your nonprofit organization in less than 20 minutes. We offer free training and free support. Basketball teams, players, cheerleaders, and boosters, create a free website and show your team spirit. Call Janelle Meckling at 434-1613 for more information. Herald Standard Basketball is brought to you by the following sponsors. Fayette Tire, the men who know tires best, located at 350 Pittsburgh Street in Uniontown, or call 438-8527. We have quality Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal tires. Teletech is a worldwide leader in customer relationship management, utilizing the latest in telephone, email, and internet technologies to provide support for Fortune 500 companies. Centennial Chevrolet Dodge, located on Route 51 North in Uniontown, dealing in new and used cars and trucks. Call 438-2577. Day Centennial GMC Truck Incorporated, located at 231 East Fayette Street in Uniontown. Call 438-8531 and drive one home today. Who provides the best service for your sick or troubled copier? That answer is a slam dunk. Just call the office heroes at Best Copier Company at 439-BEST. That's 439-2378, an affiliate of Brothers Laser Service. Exxon Route 40 and 21, Tobacco Junction. Incredible cigarette deals. Our deals are smoking. Get gasoline in a Zoom. Pay with Express Pay. Exxon, the best way to get there.
Are you receiving workers' compensation? Did you know you can obtain a lump sum settlement? Call one of the hometown professionals at Davis & Davis for a free consultation. Davis & Davis, a team of professionals working for you.
Laurel Highlands with a big run late in the second period to take a halftime lead of 3. Uniontown came right back as the third quarter began. They were able to tie the game 3 times. The score was tied, the last time at 39. But from that point, Laurel Highlands has gone on a 14-8 run. And as we get ready to start the fourth quarter, the Mustangs lead it by 6, 53-47. Laurel Highlands 5-0 in Section 2 Quad A. Uniontown 5-0 in Section 2 Quad A. Tonight's winner is in first place at the midway point of the season, and we are 8 minutes away or more from finding out who will take the lead. As we get ready for the fourth quarter, I'm Chuck Durso. Along with me, Joe Hoke. He will take over with the fourth quarter play-by-play.
Tell you what, the difference in this ball game right now, Chuck, balanced scoring for the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. 14 from Forsh and Hicks, and you throw in Swintoski, Mahoney, and Radcliffe. It has been Nelson Jones that has been carrying the Uniontown Red Raiders.
18 points for Jones, but only 2 in that third period. and it showed as Laurel Highlands was able to start to take control there, especially about the last 4.5 minutes of the quarter. I keep saying it, but Terrence Fawns has got to start contributing. He only has 2 points so far on the night.
Mahoney, Radcliffe, Force, Hicks, and Swintoski for the Stangs. It is Winfrey, Kevin McClee, Nelson Jones, Terrence Vaughns, and Brandon Duncan for the Uniontown Red Raiders. Jones, pull up for three. Front of the iron won't go. Rebound by Mark Hicks. And the Mustangs will bring it up. And we wonder now if Coach John starts moving the ball around.
And the key name was one you didn't mention in the game, De'Ari Jenkins. And I think he's done for the night, and that doesn't help the Red Raiders' cause.
Trap coming. Hicks gets it away. Mahoney goes baseline. Dump back in. Lays it up and in. And that is number 23, Nathan Force, with his 16th point of the night. And the Laurel Highlands Mustangs have jumped out here. 55-47, 8-point advantage, biggest of the night. Winfrey looking for the kick, and he walks.
On the other end, nice pass by Mahoney as he got the ball to Force. But, Joe, I'm waiting for somebody in the WPIAL this year to call a carry. I haven't seen one called yet. They said they were going to crack down on that this year. I haven't noticed it. Mahoney got away with a little carry there and then made a nice dish to Force.
So now with that 8-point advantage, back to the man-to-man for the Uniontown Red Raiders, and Craig Radcliffe will handle the ball. And he turns it over. And up, they're going to say it stays right there with Laurel Highlands, and that brings a boo from the Uniontown contingency along the far side.
Well, Vaughns is saying he didn't touch it, but according to the official, he did. So Laurel Highlands will now inbounds with an 8-point lead, and this is a key stretch here. Laurel Highlands with a chance maybe to take control of this game.
Coming all the way, lays it up, can't get it to go down with Timmy Mahoney, but great hustle by Mahoney. And finally, in the Mustangs, they call timeout, or they try to get a timeout. Jump ball, it'll stay with the Laurel Highlands Mustangs.
Swintoski was calling for a timeout, but he didn't have possession of the ball. You can call for timeout all you want while the ball's rolling around, but he didn't have enough of a possession for the officials
Timmy
to give
Mahoney
it.
with a great move that time, couldn't get it to go down.
How about the Mustangs diving for the loose balls? And I don't want to say they're out hustling the Red Raiders, because I think both teams are hustling out there, but the Mustangs right now seem to be getting the loose ball.
Radcliffe is going to be fouled. And I believe he's going to be going to the foul line. They may have called this on number 20. Nope, they're going to call it on David Winfrey, I do believe. And David has picked up number 3 on the night.
Jones, Winfrey, Jacobs, all with 3 fouls for Uniontown. And maybe more importantly, 16 fouls. So Laurel Highlands will be shooting from the line on every Red Raider foul for the final 6 minutes and 49 seconds of the fourth quarter. The Mustangs have committed only 2 team fouls.
And this is a pretty good foul-shooting basketball team, even though Radcliffe does miss the first one. Chance to get it to 9, which would be the LH Mustangs' biggest lead of the night. Radcliffe can't get him to go down, and Kevin McClee with the rebound. Chance to extend it to 10, couldn't get it to go. Check that, because that may become a big point here if Uniontown gets on a run. Vaughns comes off the screens, gets held by Swintoski, no call. Coming all the way, now Nelson Jones just lets it bounce. No call there, and LH once again with a good hustle play. Radcliffe will push it the other way, and Coach John's telling Craig, slow it down, and Radcliffe said, Coach, no way. He goes to the glass, good strong rebound, can't get it to go down. By number 23, Nathan Force, but another offensive rebound. You know, right now, Coach John, he did the international sign for slow it down, and Craig Radcliffe went, Coach, we're up by 8. We're going to push this to 10.
Well, Radcliffe's not international. He's American, so he didn't understand the sign. McClee picks up his second foul. Actually, the scoreboard has him for 2.
I got Kevin for 3.
Yeah, I have him for 3, too, so we'll double-check that. Laurel Highlands, even though they're riding high right now with an 8-point lead, one note of concern, they are 6 for 13, now 7 for 14 from the line as a team, and if they need to make free throws down the stretch to hang on to that lead, they're going to have to start shooting better than they've done so far.
Winfrey and Jacobs are out of the ball game. Adam Bozick and Brandon Duncan back in. Chance to go to 10, which would be the Mustangs' biggest lead of the night, and they can't get it to go down. Nelson Jones rebounds. 6:18 left. Turning clock here from A.J. Everhart. The Uniontown being pushed here to the limit by the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Duncan now will work it back to Bozak. Bozak working against the man-to-man. I tell you what, LH has done just a great job in their man-to-man defense tonight. Jones pull up from the elbow. Can't get it to go down. Hustling for it in the corner. Nelson Jones hustles it down.
Nice play by Nelson Jones to follow his shot.
Yeah, I tell you, almost nearly turned it back over. It should have been, I think the Uniontown people wanted a foul.
I'll tell you, give Nelson Jones credit. He has been all over the court
today.
today.
He has battled from the get-go tonight.
And I don't want to start singling out players because then that suggests others aren't hustling either, and that's not true. They're all out there hustling. But I give Terrence Vaughns a lot of credit. He's struggled on the offensive end, but has never stopped playing defense, and he's been hustling as well. But Nelson Jones has just been amazing.
David Landman in the ball game now for LH, trying to give a little blow here. Landman watching Bozak, and that's a good matchup. Mark Jones trying to still submit it. Duncan puts it up and in. Brandon Duncan with a 6 big point tonight. Cuts it back to 7.
I can't help but think that Uniontown still has another run in them. I still think we're going down to the wire.
Mahoney picks up his first. Brandon Duncan will go to line. Maybe, we talked about Kevin McLeese stepping up in the first half. Maybe Brandon Duncan's the man who's going to step it up in the second half off that bench to give the lift that the Red Raiders right now so sorely need.
They have combined for 15 points off the bench, and that's big. Uniontown now within 6.
Great move, Mahoney. Wild shot. Rebound, Nelson Jones.
Mark John does not want that shot with a 6-point lead.
Back come the Red Raiders. Vaughn still looking to get off the snide. Pull-up jumper won't go. And there's Mr. Force with another rebound.
That would have made it a 3-point game if that 3-pointer would have gone down.
Hicks now swings it back around the Lamb, and now Mark John wants to slow it down again. Craig Radcliffe will push it over. Nice play there. Gets it back into the high post, and they turn it over, trying to go back to Mark Hicks. Bozak nearly turns over, but there's Kevin McLean. Now they almost do. Great hustle, Mark Hicks. Back come the Red Mustangs with Craig Radcliffe, and Radcliffe pull up for 3. Air ball. Oh, look at Landman with the great hustle. David Landman. And what do we get? We're going to get a foul on Mark Hicks, which is a good call. But David Landman with some great hustle, and I tell you, the Uniontown people with what they call a Bronx cheer when you...
The old air ball cheer there for Radcliffe. And again, I don't know if Coach John is going to be pleased by Laurel Highlands forcing the action a little bit as we get a timeout on the court. Radcliffe putting up probably an unwise 3 from a step too far out anyway, and no need to rush that shot. But I'll tell you, it's easy to say, hey, we're up by 6, let's slow it down. The Uniontown Red Raiders won't let you slow it down.
Well, they're in that 1-3-1, and you're going to get easy shots off of it. You get a little bit of ball movement. And right now, LA's filling it a little bit. They're up by 6. They played so extremely well right now, moving the ball against that 1-3-1. And right now, they probably have a little bit of an invincibility theory going that, right now we can beat these people.
I tell you, tonight is exactly what high school basketball is all about. I'm having such a great time watching these youngsters out here. They're giving it their all. They're playing their hearts out. They're both hustling. We see players from both teams diving for loose balls. Again, the atmosphere, as we take a look at the Red Raider cheerleaders out there on the court right now, the crowd is very much into this game, and this is high school athletics. This is why this is such a wonderful experience.
I have a question here.
Yes.
Who do you think has the better dressed coaching staff tonight?
The better dressed coaching staff?
Yeah, Coach Kizmarski and Coach Hutchison down there on the bench.
If I vote against Rob Kizmarski on that, he will never let me live it down.
He lives for that. That's all he used to tell me, Coach.
Exactly.
I'm dressed pretty good here tonight.
Got to be the best dressed coach in the business. That's what he says.
And then you got Coach Shuck and Coach Bierbauer down there, who've been doing this, I think, since James Naismith put up the first peach basket. I'm phased down there, though. They are so calm and cool down there. Coach Bierbauer down there. But here we go as David Winfrey works against David Landman, and quickly Mark John has got a sub up at the bench. Winfrey coming coast to coast.
6 points for Winfrey all in the second half, and now it's a 4-point game. Here we go.
David Winfrey, clutch shot. Comes to 1-3-1. Now they move it into like a 2-1-2 look. Trying to just give the Mustangs a different look. Landman out of the corner won't go. There's Brandon Duncan. And back come the Uniontown Red Raiders with a shot to get this to 1.
Suddenly a lid on the basket for the Mustangs, and that has to concern the Laurel Highlands contingent here.
Winfrey turns the corner, coming all the way. Nice move by David. Tapped out of there. Brandon Duncan runs it down. Duncan coming all the way. Can't get it to go down. Good, strong rebound inside. And they'll lead it ahead to Timmy Mahoney. Mahoney, the Hicks. Hicks gets stripped, stays with it. Mark puts it back up and in.
Chris Jacobs with the quick hands, but give Mark Hicks points for resilience as he continued after that loose ball, and he converts.
Here come the Raiders. It's stolen out of there. Back come the Stangs. Nearly stolen. Force wants to hold it up a little bit, Nathan does.
Good job of avoiding the travel, yeah. Good job by Force to keep his feet.
Lob it now to Nathan Force, but that one is stolen away. 6-point advantage as we turn to 3:30, fourth quarter. David Winfrey will run the show.
And Coach John over there just said, I called a timeout and told him not to do that. I saw him make the signal there to his assistant coaches.
Brandon Duncan can't get it to go. Good, strong rebound here. Jacobs has it ripped away. tell you what, LH got away with one here because it looked like they had undercut Chris Jacobs down low.
There's a great, just got a great view of Coach John looking over at his assistant coaches, and he put his hands on his shoulders.
That's what
we just talked about during the timeout. Forcing the ball inside, no need to make that pass.
Raiders the inbounds from the right of their basket. They give it all the way in. Mark Campert in the ball game now. Trying to get a little bit more shooting in with De'Aaron Jenkins out. Nelson put it on the floor, didn't want to go anywhere with it. Jacobs penetrating, nice job, and it's stolen away.
Nathan Force, strong defensively in the middle, swatting away that pass.
He has been a man tonight.
3 minutes left.
Get it to Force, they skip it across. Radcliffe now, they go back to Mahoney. Now they're just going to hold this ball out here. Mahoney pull up, that's a 2 if it goes. Will not go. Mark Hicks, and Mark Hicks with the stick back. Mark Hicks has really done a great job after his slow start. Mark has picked it up. It's an 8-point ball game. Jones for 3. Got it.
The first 3-point shot either team has made tonight, and what a big one. Uniontown needed that. They're within 2.5 minutes left.
Mustangs work it again against that 1-3-1. Skip it, hold it, bring it back out. Force swings it around. Timmy Mahoney being watched by Mark Camper. They're still zone here. They're just trying, now they can come on, go man-to-man. Jones nearly stole it off of Force. That one's going to be nearly stolen, but they were able to run it down. Craig Radcliffe, you know, right now they got to have the ball in Radcliffe, Hicks, and Mahoney's hands. Clock turns to 2 minutes. Radcliffe turns the corner. Jumper from the foul line. Back it down. It won't go. Mark Hicks, strong rebound. They'll pull it back out. Mark John says spread the floor right now.
Again, I don't think Mark John wanted that shot.
Radcliffe,
but he gets the rebound.
Corner they go to Mark Hicks. They're going to run it back out. This is what he wanted right now. They're spreading the floor right now. They're going to force. And all the way. Got it. Timmy Mahoney. 7-point advantage, and Dave Shuck talks it over. LH right now, minute 37 from coming into Uniontown and knocking off the Cross-City rival Red Raiders.
Mark Hicks, 18 points. Nathan Force, 17 points. I'm not real good at math, but I can figure out that that's 35 points from the two big men. That's what we said the Mustangs had to do. They're up by 7, and mainly on the backs of the two big guys in the middle. And Tim Mahoney in the second half has picked up 6 points, so he now has 11 on the night.
We go back. We talked early in the game guard play. They've gotten it out of Mahoney and Radcliffe. They've handled the pressure a lot better here in the second half, getting easy looks at the basket. Uniontown looks tentative on the offensive side.
Laurel Highlands, to win this game now, they're going to have to ice it from the free throw line. Uniontown's going to send them to the line now. We'll get a parade of Mustang foul shots. But on the other hand, Uniontown still has to find ways to put the ball in the hoop. Nelson Jones made that 3, but they're going to need to score and then hope the Mustangs miss from the charity stripe.
Uniontown has just not been crisp offensively all night.
And you're right from the start. They just never got their game going. Nelson Jones kept them in the game with offensive rebounds and second chance opportunities, but they've never been able to get any kind of offensive flow going.
And that is a credit to Mark John and his coaching staff down there, the man-to-man defense, which I did not think they would play the whole night. I thought we would see some kind of a zone.
I don't think we've seen one all night.
No, but they have done a great job in that half court. Now for the Red Raiders, 1:37 left. It's a big possession right here. They got to get something out of this. David Winfrey. Mahoney watches him. Winfrey. They're going to go that little 14 low look. Winfrey has it stolen. Back they come. Nathan Force nearly carries it. Mahoney with the basketball. They'll skip it to Radcliffe, and now Uniontown's in a dire situation. Oh, great job by Brandon Duncan.
Good hustle by Duncan, but the Mustangs will retain possession. 1:20 left. 7-point Laurel Highlands lead. Uniontown, they can't waste time. They're going to have to foul.
LH trying to finish the first half of the section 6-0. Winfrey watching Radcliffe. Radcliffe gets it to Force, turns. Nathan has it stripped, and we're going to get a foul.
And not a good foul by Force, because the last thing you want to do when you have the 7-point lead is stop the clock and put the Red Raiders to the line. Now Vaughns will get a chance to cut the lead down to 5 with no time running off of the clock.
Now LH has only made 5 team fouls, so
that's right. I'm sorry. That's right. It's only the 5th, so he doesn't go to the line. So that's my mistake. And
Terrence Vaughns held to just 2 points.
Now the Red Raiders will have to earn their 2 points from the field.
Well, David Winfrey now, the Nelson Jones. Nelson Jones can't get that one to go down. Mark Hicks with the rebound, and with 1 minute left now, you can almost sense this. The Uniontown dire straits. The Mustangs have really done a great job here tonight.
No Red Raider anywhere near that rebound.
Force handling the basketball, skip it, stolen. Back they come. This is Chris Jacobs. Jacobs all the way, lays it up and in.
Good decision by Radcliffe. Just let him go and don't commit the foul.
5. Ball game not over yet. Radcliffe coming all the way. Gets it ahead.
Got a foul.
Tell you what, here they come. Timmy Mahoney. I'll tell you what, they got a foul here somewhere. And now they do. It's Nelson Jones.
Uniontown probably not used to having a foul. They're used to creating turnovers, but at this point in the game, they had to foul. Might have let a little too much time run off the clock. Now it's up to Laurel Highlands to salt this game away from the line, and the first person that will get the opportunity will be Craig Radcliffe, who is only 1 for 4 so far in foul shooting tonight.
28.1 point per left on the ball game as Radcliffe goes up. Can't get it to go down. Rebound. Here come the Red Raiders. Nelson Jones coming all the way. He's going to get it back to David Winfrey. They'll get it back to Vaughn. Jones, jumper out of the corner. Pow! Nelson Jones for a 3.
2-point game. Again, got a foul quick.
And Hicks is fouled. Nelson Jones has done everything tonight but sell something down at the concession stand.
24 points for Nelson Jones. He's just hit a couple of threes, and now Mark Hicks with 13 seconds left. Well, we're going to get a timeout. That'll give us time to kind of set things up here. With 13.6 seconds left, Mark Hicks will shoot 2 from the line. If he makes them both, that's going to put Laurel Highlands in a really good position. But if he misses them both, Uniontown can tie. If he only makes 1, Uniontown can still tie with a 3.
Well, here's the thing. If you're Laurel Highlands, you got to be wondering if you're a little bit snake bitten down here. You know, you come down here, you're up by 7 with 30 seconds left. You put probably your best free throw shooter at the line in Craig Radcliffe, one of the best free throw shooters. Can't convert. Nelson Jones buries a 3. And you wonder, like, and if you're Laurel Highlands kids, you wonder if you start looking around going, is it going to happen again?
Laurel Highlands 8 for 16 on the night from the free throw line, only shooting 50%. Uniontown, on the other hand, they haven't been to the line very much, but they are 4 for 5 as a team, so they're shooting 80%. But what's important right now is Mark Hicks.
Yeah.
And so far on the night, he is 2 for 4 so far. He missed his first 2, made his most recent 2.
And if you're Coach Mark John, you got to get at least 1 of these.
Yeah, well, you have to get 1. You'd like to get 2, because if you make them both, it makes this a 2-possession game.
Well, Mark Hicks, who has stepped his game up big time after the first quarter, with a chance to put the Red Raiders, shooting the Mustang, up by 4 if he can convert these free throws. The Raider faithful trying to rattle him. And he can't bury. Raiders save. Nelson Jones, who else should have his hands on the ball? Jones will push.
No timeout.
Around they go. Ball is stripped, and it will stay with the Uniontown area Red Raiders. You wonder if Coach Shuck's out of timeout.
6.2 seconds left. At any rate, he's not going to call one. We'll get the inbounds play. 2-point game.
And Mark John wants a timeout. Mark John come all the way down the sideline. And I don't think he come down to ask Coach Shuck what he was going to do, but he was down there by Coach Shuck, could have sat down to him. 6.2 left here. Ain't it ironic that the person with the ball at the end of the ball game in his hands, Nelson Jones?
And didn't we say, I said, we're going to the last minute. Something strange is going to happen. We're in for an exciting finish. Laurel Highlands, it seemed like just a few seconds ago, had a 9-point lead, and suddenly, and it's not like the Red Raiders it doesn't seem like they've cranked up their game.
They just hit a couple threes and shot the ball a little bit. What's ironic is people started leaving when it was 7. They're going to get in their car and go, wait a second, why did I leave? It's a 2-point ball game.
Well, I don't know if anybody's left, and if they did, shame on them, because this game has been so exciting right from the start. But Laurel Highlands has led virtually the entire second half. There have been 3 ties, but Uniontown has not led in the entire half. And now, if they make a 3 at the buzzer, they win the game.
If Nelson Jones buries a 3 to win this ball game, they need to, somebody to buy him dinner at Burger King.
Is Eric going to protect us from the
I don't know, but
madhouse?
this is going to be crazy. Eric, protect the equipment.
You're the bodyguard if this thing finishes on a 3-pointer right here. Or if we go into overtime.
So here we go with I'm going 3 seconds left, and they're just running down a timeout. LH is going to be man-to-man out of bounds. And here we go. They get it in the... Nope, they got to get it in. Jacobs turns the corner, and we get a foul.
Only the 6th.
Still just the 6th foul. 4.8 left, so almost 5 seconds left here in the ball game.
I guarantee you, Coach John told his troops that they had a foul to give.
Mark John, his assistant coaches, Dave Shuck and his assistant, Rich Bierbauer. This has been what it's supposed to be. They go way out. Terrence Vaughn. Vaughn shakes, crossover. Vaughn's coming all the way, puts it up. Rebound! We're going to OT! You gotta be kidding me! Chris Jacobs with the tap in at the buzzer, and we're going to overtime.
Unbelievable. Security is ringing the court right now to keep everybody off the court.
The dog.
And I don't know if we got a shot, and he's over on the bench now, but I don't know if we got a shot. No, of Tim Mahoney out standing by the foul line after everybody else had walked off the court with his head hanging down. He was dejected, and Mark John has got to coach like he has never coached before right now to get his team back in this game going in overtime.
4 minutes of OT. Chris Jacobs with the tap in. They haven't rebounded offense on the defense side that well. Chris Jacobs steps in, and all of a sudden, just like we thought it would, we're going to go to an overtime here. It's the Laurel Highlands Mustangs 62, the Uniontown Red Raiders 62. We've got police guard dogs and everything else that you can ask for here in Uniontown.
Chris Jacobs with 13 points on the night, and they needed him so badly. And Nelson Jones, of course, with 24. They've been the two big guns for Uniontown. And, of course, Laurel Highlands, we already mentioned. Mark Hicks, of course, has 20, and Nathan Force with 19. But again, the free throw shooting really hurting
right now. This is where the home court advantage comes into play, because the Raider faithful now are really fired up. The LH kids on the bench a little bit dejected. Mark John looks a little bit dejected. You know, Dave Shuck is Dave Shuck. So,
and you said snake bitten earlier, and now Laurel Highlands has to be talking to themselves. And Coach John had to try to settle them down and say, "Listen, we didn't lose the game now. We're
going to finish it. Now we played for 32 minutes." And we're going to start over again as Nathan Force will tap it up, and here we go. Brandon Duncan gets it ahead, and the Red Raiders will run the offense. David Winfrey ahead. Red Uniontown, David Winfrey, top of the key. Brandon Duncan off the curl. Good defense there. Duncan thought about it. Air ball. Forced the shot, and now we get a foul. And I thought maybe Brandon Duncan might have got hit on that one.
There was a lot of contact there. There was something, but they didn't call it. Instead, Vaughn gets called for a little bit of a cheap foul there under the basket after the rebound. Not pleased with himself. He knows that he committed the foul. It's the 10th team foul, so we're now in the double bonus for Laurel Highlands, and because they've struggled from the line, that's an advantage.
LH missed 4 free throws down the stretch for a critical one. Radcliffe misses again.
Radcliffe 1 for 5 from the free throw line as Laurel Highlands continues to struggle as a team.
Got it. 1 point LH advantage. David Winfrey with the basketball. 63-62. It's LH leading Uniontown. We're in overtime here from A.J. Everhart Gymnasium. It has been everything as advertised, and as they say, it's been a bag of chips also. Baseline screens they go with Brandon Duncan. Duncan now will hold the ball, swing it back to Winfrey. Stolen. Back come the Mustangs. 2-on-1 if they hurry. All the way. Can't get it to go. The ball is tapped out by Nelson Jones. Good hustle by David Winfrey.
And I think a good no call by the officials there as Winfrey stepped in. There was contact. No charge, no block. They let things go. I think that's the right call. 3:20 left, and Laurel Highlands with the 1-point lead. They seem to have recovered from the shock of that tying bucket.
Nice move, but Nathan can't get it to go down. There's David Winfrey with the board. And back come the Raiders. Baseline. Brandon Duncan thought about it. Now he pulls it, won't go. Battle on the glass. And we have no foul inside. Cannot believe it. Here come the Mustangs. Mahoney around Winfrey. Block, bucket, count it.
And again, a good call, because this time Winfrey did step in. He was still sliding at the moment of contact. I know he doesn't think so right now, laying there on the floor. But, David, I'm afraid that was a block.
And I think we got David for just 4, so that's not his 5th. But a big basket. And now the Stangs have gone back out to a 3-point lead at 65-62.
Several hundred officials in the crowd not liking that call very much, but
LH can't finish again at the line.
Can't make the 3-point play.
David Winfrey now, still 1-possession basketball game. Tell you what, it is about 150 degrees in here right now. Jones thought about it.
That's up here. It's hotter on the court.
Nelson Jones, jumper out of the corner, won't go. Runs it down by LH, and the Mustangs now with 2:41 and the lead.
Boy, let's give Laurel Highlands.
Oh, nice steal by Terrence Vaughn's right in the middle of the floor, but they couldn't control it, and now Mark John wants to talk this over.
And let's give Laurel Highlands some credit here, because you know they were down in the dumps as the overtime began. Uniontown had all of the momentum. I don't know what Coach John told them in the huddle, but apparently it worked, because Laurel Highlands has settled down. They've scored the only 3 points so far in the overtime.
So Mark John and the LH Mustangs take a timeout. They're in a double bonus all the way, the rest of the way. 10 with a 65-62 lead. They have missed 6 critical free throws, 4 there in regulation. They could have won the basketball game.
And if Uniontown isn't able to get something going offensively, we'll be right back in the same situation at the end of overtime where they will foul Laurel Highlands and force them to make some free throws. Laurel Highlands is going to have to do it. Amazing. Uniontown has not led since the second quarter in this game, but here we are in overtime and are very much still into this game. Unbelievable. Battle for first place in the section, and this is just everything that we hope for.
And the good thing is they'll do this again in a couple weeks.
Exactly.
Over at Laurel Highlands. The second one will be up on Bailey Avenue, which will just be as hot, humid, and hectic as it is down here in Uniontown.
And what a performance by the Mustangs tonight. I think they have outplayed Uniontown.
Well,
I think that they're leading on merit, but you just give Uniontown credit for that great run at the end of the fourth quarter.
To it, LH's kids have come in and played extremely, extremely hard. And I think they gained a lot of confidence in that win over Connellsville.
At some point, we're going to have to stop saying these are upsets. They've beaten Connellsville. They've taken Uniontown to overtime on Uniontown's home court. At some point, somebody's going to have to stand up and say, hey, this Laurel Highlands team is good.
I don't think it was an upset, but I think the way they defeated Connellsville really gave them a boost of confidence.
Absolutely. They are a quality team. They're right on level with Uniontown right now.
Radcliffe, the force, and I'll tell you what, they'll be battling somebody in the playoffs if this continues. Nearly walked. Now they turn it over as the pass from A.J. Swintoski is turned over, and the Red Raiders with an opportunity here once again to tie the basketball game. Baseline move, Jacobs. No. Big rebound by guess who? Nathan Force.
Unbelievable. Too much English on the drive, and the ball spun out.
So many opportunities. LH now with the basketball. They're going to try to spread the floor again.
This is a long time to hold the basketball.
Baseline, Mahoney nearly turns it over. Mark Hicks with a great catch. Hicks coming all the way. Mark puts up, gets it blocked by Nelson Jones. And now Mark Hicks picks up the foul.
And Jones will go to the line. That's the 17th foul on Laurel Highlands. So a 1-and-1 now for Jones. Nelson Jones has been all over the offensive board. He's had at least 4 blocks. That's unofficial, of course.
2 dunks.
Several blocks. 2 dunks. He has played, I believe the phrase is, above the rim.
He has played an unbelievable basketball game tonight for Dave Shuckett. Here's a big, I think Craig Radcliffe may have got hit here. But you know what? He doesn't want to get Craig to get a foul down here cheaply. So Nelson Jones will go to the line to shoot a 1-on-1 with 1:44 left. Overtime here at Uniontown. Red Raiders trail 65-62. Nelson can't get it to go down. Timmy Mahoney grabs the rebound.
Oh, that's such a big miss for the Red Raiders.
Winfrey ahead to Landman. David Landman's really got to step up right now in OT for the Mustangs. He is being watched by Brandon Duncan. And Mark John now going to a little bit of a spread game. Radcliffe bounce pass down on the baseline, can't finish. Battling hard as Nathan Forrest.
Oh,
and
what
Nathan
hustle.
runs it down. Mark Hicks puts it up. He's fouled. You know what? What's wild about that is Nathan Forrest is tired, and that's probably why right now the layups are not going down. But to find enough energy to run the ball down in the corner and keep it alive. And now Chris Jacobs has got a cramp. David Winfrey's got a cramp.
Yeah, David Winfrey with the cramp. Well,
they got to be exhausted right now.
You mentioned the heat in this building. They've been running up and down for now 4 quarters plus an overtime period. But that could be, we don't know yet, the key segment of the game. Nathan Forrest running down that rebound, getting it to Mark Hicks. He goes to the line.
Can't get it to go down. And Mark John, and you know what? Coach Kizmarski works so hard on free throws. And I'll tell you what, his teams usually really bury him. But there's nothing like shooting them in a game. Big one air, gets it to 4 with 1:16. 2-possession ball game now for the Uniontown area Red Raiders.
Red Raiders don't need to look for a 3 here. They can go with the 2.
Winfrey coming all the way. No foul. I can't believe that. That is unreal.
And Winfrey's hurt.
Yeah, David's got he got a cramp and he can't get it out.
And you can't stop the action because Laurel Highlands has the ball. So the officials, and now he will call a timeout.
I think Mark John took it.
That's official timeout. He called the timeout.
He got a cramp, and I don't think he can get it out. And that was the problem down there. And I don't understand. You know what? There should have been a foul on the other end of the floor.
Well, I agree. There was a lot of contact, but I'll say this, Joe. I think that no call was consistent with what the officials have done all night. And so if you're David Winfrey, you know that you might not get the call with that shot. And I think that maybe rushed it a little bit and could have perhaps set up the offense a little more. I know he's trying to draw contact and get to the line.
And I'm going to tell you what, David Winfrey got one of them cramps you get like at 1 in the morning.
Oh.
And I'm going to tell you what, damn hurt. And I'll tell you what, he has played so hard tonight, too. Every one of these kids here tonight have performed so extremely well here in a very, very tough situation. And I'll tell you what, Mark John is one of the more classier persons. He's going to go over and talk to David here. you know these kids, and that's what's hard about this rivalry, is that they know these kids, and some of them are related to each other, and you got to go to war twice a year.
Well, yeah, and we could talk about rivalries all we want, and a lot of it's good-natured, and maybe some of it's not good-natured as far as fans are concerned. But you talk about these players, and these players respect each other. These coaches obviously respect each other, and you use the word class, and I think it applies to both of these coaches.
Oh, without a doubt.
Both of these coaching staffs.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And David's up, but I'll tell you what, the Red Raiders have taken a little bit of a physical beating here tonight. You know what, honestly, we talked about Uniontown. LH is the more physical basketball team, I do believe.
Well, yeah, and that's what we said they had to. They had to exploit that and try to do the damage inside, which, of course, they were able to do. They established that 9-point lead, and if they come out of this, and we got a long way to go.
Oh, yeah.
If they come out of this with a win, they will have won this game on merit.
Yeah.
It will not be a fluke. But
they have worked hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And still, Uniontown was down by 5 points with less time than this in the fourth quarter. So with 59 seconds left, Laurel Highlands has the ball, but we are not done.
So many key performers tonight for both these teams. Well, here we go. They're going to try to trap it again. They get it to the baseline to Mark Hicks. Hicks will swing it around to Landman.
I think they got a foul again.
And they get it inside the first. Oh, Nathan nearly walked with the basketball.
I think he might have.
And I think he got away with one error. And I'm going to tell you what, nearly stolen again. David Landman now. And I'll tell you what, Dave got it down to 35 seconds.
They need to foul. They need to foul right now.
Hicks was all alone. Mahoney back inside. And now Kevin McLeod wraps it up.
Hicks wanting an intentional foul call.
You know what?
There.
Mark was calling it the foul. Kevin was like laughing at him.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin's going, hey, they let me do that during the fall.
Hey, Kevin, that's just, he's just getting friendly. That's all. It's a friendly rivalry. He's just giving a little bear hug. Now, again, double bonus. So Hicks gets 2 free throws. If he makes them both, Uniontown will be down by 6. Still a 2-possession game, though.
Hey, so Mark Hicks now off the line for the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Oh, my goodness. Coach Kizmarski's going to pull his hair out.
Uniontown needs to come down, score quickly, and then they need to foul immediately.
Mark Hicks once again, second of the 2 coming for Mark. Got it. 67, 62, 5-point advantage.
You can get a 2 here. You don't have to shoot the 3.
Duncan running the point here for the Uniontown Red Raiders. LH man-to-man. They go to Nelson Jones. Jones turns the corner, pulls up from the foul line. Can't get it to go. Jones with a strong offensive rebound. It's kicked out of there. Ball's on the deck. There's a match scramble. Nelson Jones, Kevin McLeod. And I'll tell you
timeout. They're giving Laurel Highlands a timeout.
Let's see what happens.
Or a jump ball. That would be Laurel Highlands ball either way.
Mark John all the way down here. Rob Kizmarski up.
Officials are going to talk it over at midcourt.
17.5. This is a big call right here.
Right now the official saying, where's a good place to get a bite to eat after the game?
Or where's the nearest exit? And let's see what they do here. All you got to do is listen to the crowd.
Well, you can read the official's lips there. He said timeout. I could read his lips, and he said timeout. But apparently that wasn't a decision now, because now they're going to get the third official involved.
Eric, they'll come up and review this if you want them to.
Well, the third guy was feeling lonely over there, so he wants to be a part of it too. So now
they say I think it's LH's ball.
Well, I think either way it's
timeout, LH. So the Mustangs get a timeout.
Either way, it was LH's ball. But the important thing was, if they call a jump ball, then the arrow possession moves over. Now Laurel Highlands keeps it. 17.5 seconds left. LH will inbounds with a 5-point lead. Now things looking desperate for the Raiders.
So give Laurel Highlands credit here if they come back and hold on to win this thing, because they had the 9-point lead at 1 point in the fourth quarter. 5-point lead with less than 40 seconds left in the quarter, in the fourth quarter. The Raiders bounce back, tied it at 62.
And the Mustangs' heads were hanging when that game ended, when the quarter ended. Their heads were hanging, and you got to give them and Coach John all the credit in the world, because they did bounce back. And again, they never trailed, not only in the second half, but they never trailed in the overtime period as well. Uniontown has never been able to get over the hump, and you wonder if Uniontown ever could have gotten the lead.
What would have happened?
And then ratcheted up the defensive pressure, if that would have changed the game. But Laurel Highlands bent, but they would not wilt under this pressure.
And so now, with 17.5 seconds left here in the ball game, the Mustangs are looking to come out of here with a big, big victory. They would finish the first half of the section at 6-0 in the section, and would have the Raiders up at Bailey Avenue the next time. And tell you what, they would be sitting pretty good here.
I think one thing we've established, and no offense to our friends out in Connellsville, but we've established for now at least,
I think
two of the best teams in the
right
conference.
now I think so too. And they're going to get it in bounds. No foul called.
Duncan's tried to foul, but they didn't call it. Now time's running out.
Down to 12. David Lamon will go to line with 11 seconds left. And David will have to come to the foul line and knock it down. Here's a kid who should be able to handle pressure. He's one of the better shortstops you're going to see in the WPIAL. Phenomenal hitter for his dad over there at Laurel Highlands. And I had a chance to see his dad early in the ball game. We were down at the buffet line, otherwise known as the cafeteria or the concession stand tonight.
David Lamon for 35 minutes and 49 seconds has not scored in the game, but if he picks up 2 points here, that pretty much ices it because it makes it a 3-possession game.
Can't get it to go down. You know what? Every missed free throw, you got to get a shot at Coach Kazmarski because he just cringes in agony down there.
He's not emotional or anything.
Oh, no, Rob's a good guy. Coach Shuck, Coach Bierbauer down on the other sideline. Can't get it. Raiders still got life.
Need a 3 here.
Jones will pull it. He's going to get fouled.
Oh! Could have been a 4-point play if that goes down. He'll get 3 free throws.
Coach Jones got to be just like losing his mind right now. Why would you? Oh, my God.
Well, they don't like the call.
Wait a second. They're 18 years old.
And the coaching staff right now, I think they're a little more upset at the officials than the defensive effort there because they don't think that was a foul. Jones will now get 3 free throws, no time running off the clock, and he can make it a 2-point game.
Do you hit 2 and then try to miss and go for 3 at a time, or do you go down, foul, and then try to take your chance again?
You make all 3 and then foul. The way Laurel Highlands is shooting from the line, you send him to the line.
All right, Nelson Jones continues his extraordinary night here for the Uniontown Area High School Fighting Red Raiders. We're back to a 4-point ball game. I tell you, if this thing goes double overtime, whoever has more kids left will win the ball game. Nice stroke.
26 points for Nelson Jones.
We're going to get this thing possibly down to, you know what, if they somehow come back and tie this thing.
Just go home, call it a tie.
Yeah, I don't think the WPIAL would like that. Well, Mark John takes a timeout. His Mustangs lead by 2. It just seemed like 2 seconds, like 10 seconds ago, they were in the driver's seat here. And back come the Uniontown Area High School Red Raiders.
5 seconds left. It's very simple. You got to foul, and you got to foul immediately. In fact, if I were Dave Shuck, I'd be instructing them to try to grab somebody before the ball's even in bounds.
That was going to be my suggestion. Maybe we get a hold here before the ball even comes in bounds. We don't lose no time. But looking at these two teams, they both will probably be in exhibition action next week as the section break comes at the greatest of opportune times now for both these ball clubs. And I'll tell you what, for a ball game like this, Tuesday's going to be hard for them to get up for whoever they do play.
Well, that's true, but on the other hand, it's good that it's a non-section game.
Yeah.
Uniontown will be back in action Friday against Albert Gallatin back in the
down
section.
here, which really and honestly, if AG would win tonight at Connellsville, right off the bat, that becomes a very important ball game. And then if Uniontown would lose here tonight, they've lost 2 of their last 3, you start wondering about the psyche of them.
Let's see how quickly they foul.
Here we go. They get it in bounds. It's nearly stolen. And now it is. Kevin McClee. Nelson Jones for the win. Oh, my goodness. It didn't go down.
Oh.
And the LH Mustangs have come into Uniontown area and have knocked off the Uniontown Red Raiders. Isn't it ironic, though, that the man has done everything for the Uniontown Red Raiders tonight, took the last shot.
And it was a good look.
Yes, it was.
That's all you can ask for. Laurel Highlands turning the ball over. Uniontown didn't have to foul. They get the look from Nelson Jones. There wasn't time to do anything but fire up the 3. It was just a little bit short. It actually hit the net, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I was sure if it went down there. I looked up at Radcliffe, and them were jumping up and down.
Right.
So an emotional win tonight for Mark John and his Mustangs. But I tell you what, these two teams battled tooth and nail throughout the night. And I tell you what, on the scoreboard, there's a loser and a winner, but Chuck, not tonight.
Well, it's not going to make any of the Uniontown fans feel any better, but these Red Raiders have nothing to be ashamed of. A wonderful effort. They continue, and Laurel Highlands, I think, outplayed Uniontown tonight, and I'll bet Coach Shuck would agree with that. But the Red Raiders would not quit. They came back in the fourth quarter. They came back at the end of overtime. They showed a lot of spirit. They showed why they're champions, and these are the 2 best teams in the section, and they'll play again, and the section title will be decided in Laurel Highlands.
For the happy Mustang faithful fouling out behind us as they have come into Uniontown tonight and done, Chuck, what maybe a whole lot of people did not think they could do, and that's knock off the Red Raiders here.
I'm tired. I'm physically tired after that. That game wore me out. An unbelievable effort. Laurel Highlands came out strong. They took an early lead. Uniontown began to take over the game, mainly because of Nelson Jones in the second period, and it looked for a moment, and Uniontown's good for getting those runs, they can win a basketball game in a 3-minute stretch, and it looked like they were on the verge of doing that, but Laurel Highlands regained the lead by the end of the half. They led by 3 at the half, and then the second half, every time Uniontown would pull even, Laurel Highlands would reestablish the advantage, and the Red Raiders could never get on top. But give Uniontown credit because they fought from a 5-point deficit in the last minute of the fourth quarter to tie, and then from a 5-point deficit in the last minute of overtime to get a 3-point look that would have won the game.
Let's take a look at the scoring check you have there. Let's go with LH first. The winning Mustangs, I'll tell you what do you do? You put it on the back of Nathan Forster. He came through big, and Mark Hicks.
Yeah, and again, unofficial, but the totals that I have here, and it's tough to keep track as they were going up and down, but I have Mark Hicks leading the way with 20 points on the night. Nathan Forst chipping in with 19, so they combine for 39 of the Mustang points. Swentowski added, Tim Mahoney was also in double figures. He picked up 13, 8 of those coming in the second half. Swentowski scored 9. Craig Radcliffe with 6, and Kevin Gatos with 2.
Good ball handling, though, out of Mahoney.
Sure.
Radcliffe late in the ball game against the Uniontown pressure. Great decisions to get the ball to Mark Hicks and the big boy Nathan Forst, who really just yeoman work on the glass.
I thought Laurel Highlands struggled a little bit early in the game. Then they settled down. They were fine until the closing minutes when, again, Uniontown ratcheted up the pressure again, and then they struggled a little bit down the stretch. But, again, everybody does against Uniontown. All said, I think probably Coach John is very pleased with the way his team held the ball.
Well, and then on the other side, they put an S on his shirt tonight, and Superman almost pulled it off. What an incredible performance tonight for one Nelson Jones.
27 points. He picks up 11 field goals on the night, including 2 3-pointers. He was 3 for 4 from the line, including those 3 in a row in overtime.
And the 2 spectacular dunks in the first half.
Absolutely, and several blocks.
Yeah.
Very impressive. He was above the rim all night, 27 points. He was amazing. And really, offensively at least, he was the one-man show on merit. Very quickly, by the way, Chris Jacobs did chip in with 13 points. And, again, 10 of those came in the second half and overtime. But nobody else doing much offensively. Kevin McLeod had those 8
I'll tell you what, I think
points.
Coach Chuck has to be pleased with Kevin McLeod's play tonight. And I think he knows he can look at him now down the road, say, we got a burst and we can bring off the bench. But I think 2 keys. One, Terrence Vaughn's never really got off tonight. Big loss. And Dear Jenkins' ankle injury, I think, really took a lot out of that offense in the second half.
Which we'll have to take a look at as we go into next week. And is he going to be healthy and come back? One would assume so, but we're not doctors, so we can't say for sure. Duncan also had 7 off the bench, by the way. Winfrey with 6 and Jenkins and Vaughns with 2. And that was the key. Jenkins and Vaughns combining for only 4 points. And Uniontown just wasn't able to make up that deficit.
Ball game tonight. LH wins this one in OT, 67-65. That's going to wrap it up. For Chuck Durso, I'm Joseph Hoke. I tell you what, it doesn't get any better than this. I think I've just coached a ball game tonight. I'm sweating. And I tell you what, big win tonight for Mark John and his staff. Dave Shuck and them, they'll go back to the drawing board. Tell you what, circle the rematch. Raiders Mustangs at the Corral. I think we'll see a different Uniontown team. Final score once again.
And welcome to HSTV's football. It's Saturday night instead of normal Friday night because of the